King Forehead, Yo Gotti, also known as to your boy Dolph, Ho Gotti. It seems like he could potentially be facing federal time because after the after this past trial date, the people that were allegedly behind the fatal shooting of young Dolph basically um, pointed the fingers that it was CMG, well, Big Jook, and the CMG record label company that allegedly ordered the hits. So of course, if he's involved, then that could tie Gotti in. If they could some kind of way, link it to him, then his whole kingdom can fall. So a lot of people, are on the lookout to see will eventually there be a warrant issued for his arrest. So that's one of them. Also, we got. I just noticed that my top is here is wrong in there. Boy, I was sleepy as hell last night. I tell you when I made this. Anyways, got it still here. These are actually the remainder of these four topics. You got Clay and Megan Thee Stallion. So I just thought this was pretty funny. Megan basically was saying how she made Klay Thompson some spaghetti and catfish, fried catfish, and apparently he never had it before. So she said she made it for him with some Hawaiian bread, and he loved it. Was basically asking for more and more. So we're gonna just touch a little bit on what they relationship tends to be looking like. And then of course, after that, you got Tory Lanez back in the news because his attorneys has basically they're still pushing to push the new evidence. Plus, they're telling the judge that basically it was a misuse of evidence that the defense, the prosecutors used. So basically they misused certain evidence that shouldn't have been applied that ultimately led to the indictment of Tory Lanez. So we're going to cover that. And lastly, this one's kind of funny, but at the same time, it could be some validity to this. So basically there's this guy that was trending. And he's talking about that the elites, including your 45th and 47th president, Donald Trump, they are all AI, basically AI robot, alien-like figures that are being controlled, that are controlling this. They're not actually human anymore. All of them are like AI people at this point, and they're trying to convert the rest of the world. So we're gonna touch on that as well. To me, that shit was really funny. Mr. Potato Head is innocent. Yeah, I agree 100%. But yeah, so that is our topics for today. Go ahead and start it off with the first one. Your boy, who got it? So, as I was saying, Yo Gotti has been in the news because they are saying that The two shooters, Cornelius Smith and what's the other one name? Shit, the other nigga. Either way, y'all know who the McLeod niggas are. Them, and then of course the ringleader that organized the plan. That was like the middleman who answered to Juke or whoever it was that's over it. Pretty much, they over there pointing fingers saying that it was CMG who organized the hit. So of course, I have a video that I will be sharing to show you guys what they are saying, and then of course I'll give my 2 cents on it, where I see it going. I don't know what's up with StreamYard. They won't let me play the videos directly from it anymore, so now I gotta do a screen share just to have it played. You can tell. But anyways, here we go.
Prosecutors say Hernandez-Govan was the coordinator, the one who brought together two killers, Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith, when young Dolph was shot and killed in broad daylight at a Memphis cookie shop. It's alleged he then worked to help them clean up their mess, all with the idea he would get a cut of the $100,000 bounty on young Dolph.
When you hear all of the evidence, and when you hear all of the videos and look at all the photos and exhibits, you will see the consequences of Govan's actions. Violence, death, loss.
But Govan's attorney told the jury Cornelius Smith, who has been cooperative with prosecutors, isn't a credible source, that he's out to protect himself, painting Govan as the fall guy in this case.
People that are labeled as nobodies, I will not tolerate it. He needs to be thoughtful. He is your peer. We need to do this right. Mr. Govan, stand up. Hold your hand up. Mr. Govan matters. You can't do this to people just for political gain because you got
this nigga right here. I guess it's smart on his behalf to try to go that angle. Basically, he's looking for some sympathy to try to get the people to feel sorry for this nigga. Saying, oh, he's a human being just like everybody else. So he shouldn't be treated like that for clout. Basically, he's trying to make it seem like they just looking for a fall guy. And he just so happened to be the guy who fell, when the dominoes fell, the one they chose to. But let's be real. I don't think you're going to win. Hey, who knows? He might spend this.
all the crime because somebody famous died. It's just wrong.
Smith, who is in custody, requested to not have his face shown in court. He testified Govan, who he said would frequently sell him pills, asked him if he wanted to make some extra money.
That's crazy. And I don't care what that attorney is talking about, trying to say he's not crazy. Well, you know what? I take that back. I had to think about it. He might be able to spend this because the problem is the dude that they was talking about, Cornelius, he's a heavy drug user. You know, when somebody's a substance abuse user and they're known to be on drugs, a lot of those times when whatever they say will be kind of, they ain't credible because, they can just say, oh, he was under the influence. He did what he did, and he could possibly just not be thinking of it clearly of what happened that day, who allegedly. But that's crazy though. In my opinion, I don't think the nigga, mind messed up. I think he probably remembers exactly what went wrong. And It's crazy. He said dude was basically funding him on the drugs he was in. So he basically knew he had a that he could use to go up in there. And that's the reason why they felt like they didn't have to pay him too, because they were like, man, it might have just get him to go do the job along with some other crazy YN. The rest of this.
There were bounties on several members of Young Dolph's record label PRE, but Young Dolph had the most at $100,000. He described a meeting at Govan's house with Big Jook from rival label CMG, who he says ultimately called for the hit, claiming Govan provided him a gun. Govan's attorney questioned Smith's timeline of events and his state of mind in the days following the murder, hours before he was arrested.
They talking about his state of mind. I knew it. I already knew it. That they were going to try to challenge his state of mind, because whenever you on some kind of substance, like that, any kind of drug, that's the first thing the attorneys is going to do. They'll give a damn. And it's kind of the easiest defense.
And his state of mind in the days following the murder, hours before he was arrested.
Okay, something definitely got cut out. What happened right here? At the end, it's crazy. At the end, the guy, Hernandez, basically admitted that it was, CMG that was behind the hit. So it's crazy I didn't get to show that. Really, really crazy that happened. Hold on. Let me read some of these comments. Oh shit, DeMarcus, what's good, bro? I actually like Yo Gotti and dislike Dolph because he tried to be a bully during all those history. If he would have stayed focused on his family and career, he would still be here. I don't know about that. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know about that one. Because being you know what I'm saying, directly from Memphis and being able to see some of those inside sources and what they had to say about it, I don't know about that. But I am currently in Memphis and stuff like that. I ain't gonna be putting all this stuff on there, so I know. Yeah, DeMarcus, we missed you last night, nigga. You was gone the whole day. We couldn't believe it. Yeah, but yeah, ties to Young Dolph murder persecutors and witnesses in the Young Dolph murder trial have last week connection between Gotti record label collecting music with and the killing. Yeah, I don't know why I can't think of his name at the time, but yeah, Justin Johnson. BMF thinking. You said somebody from Cornelius claimed that somebody from CMG paid for his legal fees? But anyways, though, the point is here, the bottom line to this is that two young guys has basically lost their lives, even though they still here. They about to throw the book. Even though them niggas snitching, they might get some little time off, but now you also got to worry about, CMG's people that's gonna be after you. They ain't gonna just, sit still about it. They're gonna definitely, do something about you doing all that talking. They just can't protect you the way they may have fooled you to believe that they can. So it's gonna get real, real tough on you. It's crazy. As I look at some of my stuff now, they saying The police got paid out going to Dolph murder too. I ain't gonna lie. Memphis got some corrupt people here, as we all do. There be some corrupt people up in here. It's crazy. Including our bogus ass little mayor. Put his ass on his thing. Anyway, that's pretty much what I'm gonna cover as far as this thing with Yo Gotti. Do y'all think Yo Gotti might be having these people knocking at his door? Because it's looking pretty hot with them saying it. Nate Smith got his girlfriend snitching too. The whole gang. Mr. Johnson, the only one who did fold and took the senator. Yeah, Justin ain't been saying that. I believe that's the one that's linked that went to school with my little cousin, if I'm not mistaken. But he still threw his life away. To be honest with you, he gonna get more time. I mean, I get it. At least you ain't gonna have, people after you. Yeah, that boy about to get the book down there. I can't dive too deep into what we talked about yesterday, but I mean, we had a good little live last night. And it just felt different without you being there. That's all. I seen the stuff with Stephen A. Smith's daughter coming out there. Who knows? Maybe I'll add her to the next show tomorrow. And I think she did. To answer your question, I think she did fairly well. She spoke well. She was funny. She looked like she might got some kind of, career that could be starting up in television. I can see a future for it. All right, though. So the next topic.